Shalom, my name is Yehoshua. I'm making this video from Jerusalem. I'm a didactic scientist and the author of Humanomics, which is the trilogy. Humanomics is the post-collapse of the local reality, East-West convergence model. Most people don't know what the collapse of the local reality is, but it's quite significant. We've talked about it at length in other videos. Okay, so it's the East-West convergence model, and we're not going to get into discussing that in this video. And it's comprised of two paradigms, two new systems. One is the new cognitive behavioral science first principle, receive to give, which is its central organizing principle, and the other is the new economic paradigm, the integration of labor. First, I want to say congratulations, Barack Obama, on your speech in Chicago. And I would say that it is very important, and I further congratulate you on finally coming full center. You've begun the campaign focused on the central issue, which is the economy. From the generality to the specifics, the economy is the winner-take-all. It's the central issue of the election, and the campaign that you have to wage has to provide over-the-horizon vision, innovation, and new solution that's deliverable and creative, and that's what you're about to hear about. Specifically, Humanomics is comprised of two paradigms. The first, I said, is the new cognitive behavioral science first principle received to give, and the second is the new economic paradigm, the integration of labor. I'm the author of both, and what I want is John McCain has proposed town hall meetings and debates, or whatever the case may be. I want you to undertake to endorse the new economic paradigm for America and Americans. That as President of the United States, you will seek a mandate to develop, implement, and acculturate the new economic paradigm model as new world-class global technologic infrastructure that will create tens of millions of domestic content sustainable jobs that will retool, retrain, and re-educate the entire American workforce, requiring an investment of $5 trillion amortized over 20 years, 60% of which will come from the G9 as strategic partners. Thus the entire American investment is $2 trillion. It will take the American economy forward into the 21st century, and it will create tens of millions of jobs. By the end of the first year, it will be creating tens of thousands of jobs a month. And what I want from you is to agree to the town hall meetings with John McCain on condition that he will as well commit that regardless of whoever is elected, that he too will seek, if he's elected, he will seek a mandate for the development, implementation, and acculturation to build the new world-class global technologic infrastructure. Why? Because this will take America from 14 trillion of GDP to 45 to 50 trillion. It will provide for the sustainable growth for the decades ahead and the transformation structurally in the economy to get us to fairness, and that means by fairness that the average indexed wage of the people in the projects by the end of year 3 will have doubled against the present average wage index, and it will have tripled by years 9 through 11. Having said that, I would say to you, in addition, that the commitment that you seek from him has to further specify that if he wins, you will support this, and if he wins, you will support him in this undertaking. This means that you both agree on, if only one thing, you agree on the growth and fairness issue in macroeconomic terms, that the new economic paradigm The integration of labor is the new model for America and Americans to create the tens of millions of jobs, sustainable domestic content jobs. Why? It will not only take the American economy from 14 trillion to 45 to 50 trillion, it will eliminate entirely the national debt. It will run massive surpluses from years 11, 12 through 20, because it's a major supply side project which will be amortized over 20 years. It will also eliminate the social security deficit and the trade deficit, and it will double the purchasing power of the dollar by years 5 through 7, and it will triple it through years 11 through 13. Now, in the number of videos that I've made, these benchmarks have varied because there are different macroeconomic assumptions with the econometric models that you run the macros with. There are different scenarios, just as there are pay down and different surpluses and so forth. But on balance, it is a supply side win-win. And why is this significant? Because if you take into account the several trillion dollars of supply side proposals and the costs, etc., etc., this is the growth prescription to produce the surpluses necessary to pay for those demand side expenditures, as well as retire the national debt, grow the economy, retire the national debt, and still generate surpluses to help the LDCs. Now, this is a win-win situation. It will also provide for, through its surpluses, again, it will provide for, I'm getting a lot of noise from the computer, it will provide for national health insurance from cradle to grave for every American, free. Now, this is very significant. And in addition, it will provide for education for every child in America, from kindergarten through college, free. And at the end of the full employment cycle that will take about 10 to 11 years to accomplish, full employment will run at 0, 0, 0. Economists generally agree that around 4% is full employment. No, every American seeking a job will be eligible to receive a slot for retraining, re-education, so that they are employable and at a very, very much improved wage. This is yet again a further advantage. Now, this sums up this way. This is the prescription. The new economic paradigm, the integration of labor, is the only game in town, folks. It is the prescription for macro growth, and that macro growth will be distributed fairly. There will be a far greater fairness involved. And so to get both growth and fairness is a very great achievement. And the intellectual property, the underlying original science and technology for humanomics in general, as the East-West convergence model, and its two paradigms, the new cognitive behavioral science paradigm, receiving to give, and the integration of labor, the new economic paradigm, the underlying intellectual property in a normative market cap, where company would be flotation would be made and the company would be developed publicly to provide the development of this science and technology. It is estimated would run into a several $100 trillion market cap. So when the two candidates agree that they will commit to develop this for America and for Americans, I will match the commitment by providing this science and technology in irrevocable public trust for the American people to own, so that it will be fully developed under mandate. So this is a top-down policy issue in order to produce a macro transformation, bottom-up change structurally, fundamentally in the economy. It's like calculus. It's got an integral and a differential. Integral means for the whole nation. and differential for all of the local communities. I thank you. It's a win-win situation, this supply side new economic paradigm project. I am the author. I'm Yehoshua Yaakov. I live in Jerusalem, an American citizen. Thank you for listening. Shalom.